For some homeowners, snails are small, cute mollusks that are occasionally spotted outside or in the garden. In reality, snails are incredibly destructive pests, responsible for killing gardens and ruining large patches of grass. Despite their small size, snails are capable of causing huge amounts of lawn and ornamental damage. So in this video, we'll show you how to get rid of snails and prevent them from reinfesting your property. To shop for the products featured in this video and learn even more about snail control, click the icon on the top right of the screen or click the link in the description below. The first thing you should do in any pest control plan is identify what exactly you're dealing with. Careless identification can lead to wrong treatment methods, costing you time and money. Snails are not like your average garden pest. These creatures aren't insects or bugs, but they're actually mollusks, and more related to clams or squid. Garden variety snails are most known for their spiral shells attached to their backs. These shells are typically variations of brown in color, and most garden snails grow no larger than 1.5 inches in height. They have one foot which they use to crawl across surfaces, and they also have tentacles or eye stalks with their actual eyes located on the ends. If you're wondering if snails become slugs by moving out of their shell, you'd be wrong. Snails and slugs are both mollusks, but they're actually different animals. Snails have a shell and slugs don't. The snail's shell actually holds many of the snail's vital organs, including its heart and lung, and is attached to the body. Inspection is the next phase of any good pest control plan. Once you know what your pests look like, check around your property to confirm their presence or find hot spots of activity. Snails are nocturnal pests, so you'll most likely notice their damage before you actually see them in large numbers. First, inspect your lawn and garden for snail activity. It's important to differentiate snails from other pests since they may have different approaches to treatment. Snails target the leaves of garden plants and ornamentals and are capable of eating several times their own body weight over a single night. You'll notice visible holes in the leaves of any plants they've eaten. Newer bite marks are indicated by cusp-shaped edges. As the damage ages, the leaf may try to recover and smooth out the edges. Snails also eat newly sprouted grass seeds, so they're a threat to anyone who may have just laid turf seed as well. To further confirm snail activity over other turf pests, snails will leave visible mucus trails wherever they go, and these trails will remain for several days. During the day, snails will try to stay out of sight, away from predators. They'll hide in moist areas like under logs or loose tree bark. You can also check underneath planters, along tree bases, and underneath loose rocks for any snails or snail eggs hidden there. Note where you spot snail activity and any snails themselves, as you'll use this to direct your treatment. After identifying your pests and inspecting for activity on your property, it's time to start treatment. Before starting any treatment, be sure to wear your personal protective equipment or PPE. To get rid of snails on your property, you'll need to use a bait granule like Ficam. Ficam is an easy and ready-to-use bait that's labeled to treat and control snails in lawns and garden beds. But unlike common molluscicides, it can also be used to treat other insects, including roaches, ants, and silverfish. Ficam contains the active ingredient orthoboric acid, a naturally occurring compound, and it's safe to use around children and pets when used according to label directions. To use Ficam, you'll spread it at a different rate depending on where you're applying it. To spread over your lawn, apply Ficam at a rate of 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet of treatment area. If you're spreading Ficam in a flower or ornamental garden bed, apply Ficam at a rate of 6 ounces per 100 square feet. You'll want to apply a thin layer of Ficam to the targeted area. Don't apply it in piles or clumps. After application, don't water in the granules. When applied properly, snails and other targeted pests will consume the bait and die after several hours. Keep in mind, snails tend to hide upon death, so you're not likely to see dead snails scattered on the property. For best results, schedule your application so there's no rainfall in the immediate forecast. Be sure to make a follow-up application about 4 to 6 weeks after your initial treatment. Prevention is essential to keeping pests in check. Even after you've applied pesticides, the best way to stop snail activity is to make sure it can't happen again. Snails are common pests no matter where you are in the United States or the rest of the world. You may spot the occasional snail every now and then, but there are ways to make your property less conducive for major infestations. Start by picking up lawn debris like tree bark, branches, loose stones, or other unwanted materials to eliminate snail hideouts. With less spots for snails to hide in, they'll already be less likely to hang around your property. Next, work on reducing the moisture content of your lawn. Snails need wet, damp environments to prevent their bodies from drying out, so it's a good idea to regulate the water your lawn receives to maintain its health but still discourage large amounts of snail activity. Water your lawn properly. Deeply water the grass once or twice in the morning rather than a little every day. Your lawn should receive 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week. This will ensure your lawn receives the water it needs and that it has time to run deep into the soil rather than sit on the surface. Rake and dethatch your lawn to improve air circulation. This will help improve your lawn's drainage and stop standing water from forming. Additionally, you can trim back overhanging tree branches to remove shade and promote water evaporation. Another way to prevent snails from infesting is to eliminate their eggs. A single snail is capable of self-fertilizing and can produce up to 430 eggs in a single year. By busting one part of the life cycle, you won't have to worry about many snails in the future. Start by finding snail eggs above the soil surface and exposing them to natural predators. Snail eggs have a white, brown, creamy, or translucent appearance and can be round or oblong shaped. An individual egg can measure around 4.25 millimeters in length and 4 millimeters in width. However, snail eggs are laid in bundles or clusters of 40 to 100 eggs, making them easier to spot. Snails can lay eggs in moist areas where you'd normally find adult snails. If you keep loose bricks, stepping stones, or planters in garden pots, you can turn them over to potentially find clusters of snail eggs. While effective throughout the year, it's best to start in the winter after snow or frost, since adult snails will be dormant, and you'd have eliminated any snails in time for spring. Snails are also known to bury eggs about 1.5 inches underneath soil. To eliminate snail eggs in your ornamental flower and garden beds, simply tilling the soil regularly is enough to destroy most eggs that would be in there. Till your soil about once a month, since that's how often snails reproduce. Despite their small size, snails can attack plants and grass with their large appetites and populations. But there are ways to control an infestation that's gone out of hand. With these professional products and tips from Solutions Pest and Lawn, you can stop snails from infesting your home, and we offer same-day shipping to help you get control quickly. Visit our website to get your products today. If you like this how-to guide, please share. And if you're new to our channel, subscribe for more how-to and product videos. And contact us for more tips, tricks, and DIY pest solutions.